Oh my gosh. Life is just, well, it's whatever you're able to see. Honestly, um, wow. Life really is whatever you're able to see. Attitude is altitude. And where we are within ourselves completely determines what it is that we experience and what we see. Day 9, the bigger picture. The big picture. Time is ticking by, and everything is just wow. If there's one thing that we could tell our younger selves, what would that be? I think for me, it would be to clue myself in to the bigger picture, because there's so much that I didn't understand and so much that I didn't know. And there's so much going on right now. I mean, I could tell you a story, but it's at least a novel. And yeah, it spans at least 7 years. And there's so much, it probably spans my whole lifetime, to be fair. And I remember there was this moment where I was in love with someone in particular, and I believed that they were the one. And I was having all of these experiences, and I'd completed this puzzle. And this puzzle had two pieces. Well, there was something wrong. I did the outline. There was something wrong, and it was lopsided. And then I finally figured out, like, what's going on here? What's going on? And I finally figured out there were two of the same piece. So I picked the best piece, and then I stuck it back in the box, and the other one back in the box, and I did the puzzle, and it took quite a long time. It was on my table for a long time. And when I put in the final piece, I had this sense of completion. Like something had happened. Something really big had happened. And that's when I got the phone call that my first song was finished in production. Like, whoa, that was so cool. And of course, at that time, I had no idea the stuff that was to come. Like, for instance, how I would be driving around when my iPod had broken, and I would be going to this place, and I would have, and this is just one example, I would have all of these synchronistic experiences, all of these synchronistic events, and this place that I went to, and I'm thinking about the bigger picture and the puzzle and the two pieces and the sense of completion, and my first song, Round and Round, which is available on YouTube. And this place that I was at, and it just felt so perfect. This place was called Jigsaw. And it just fit with everything that was going on in my life, and everything that happened that day. It was really phenomenal. And there are some times in our lives that feel like magic. And I had no way of knowing then that one day I would be stood outside talking to a man about what was going on with me, and about the bigger picture, and about how everything just seems to kind of fall into place at the perfect time, and how things aren't necessarily what they appear, and how I never knew that I was going to end up meeting somebody else who had the same name and fit all the characteristics that I thought the other guy had, only he didn't. Like, that I saw him having on the inside, but his actual real life didn't have those aspects. And how that faith carried me through, and that faith is actually what changed me and helped me to grow, like having the carrot. And And it was amazing and beautiful, and my whole journey has been wonderful. And to look up and see that across the road, and this road had looked really familiar, not on it today. I'm talking about in the conversation, if it makes any sense whatsoever what I'm saying. And to look across the road after saying, this road seemed really familiar to me, and it felt like where that place was. And I look across the road, and there it is, Jigsaw. And it just sort of feels like everything is perfect and everything is falling into place. And it's not about the final result. It's not about the thing. It's not about having the thing. It's not about being right. It's not about any of those things. It's about the experience. It's about the process. It's about the journey. It's about everything falling into place. It's about realizing what you want. It's about believing. It's about being open to it. And it's about seeing all the pieces fall into place. And it's about finding the right way and making mistakes along the way as you follow your own internal sat-nav. And about how we all play a part in this, because actually it was another man who created the circumstances that brought us all together. And I just find that remarkable. And it's not the first time. There's so many times that I see this happen. And I see the connections, and I see how little thoughts that we think, and little feelings that we have, and little desires that we have, little things that we want, and things that we say no, 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 because those things that we're like, no, 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 we try to avoid like the plague. Guess what happens? Don't do that. Stop it. Stop it. Because when we're like, no, 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 I don't want that, guess what we do? It's like one time somebody told me that they were told that if they're driving and they start to lose control of the vehicle, like on black ice or something, and they slip, to look where you want to go, not at what you want to avoid. Because if you're looking at what you want to avoid, then you're going to run into it. And I just think that that's so symbolic. And that's my whole life. My whole life is symbolic like that. Everything connects, and everything means something. And it's such a better place to what it used to be, where nothing meant anything but misery. and I'm really grateful, because I am a living example. And I am proof that anybody can change. Anybody can change. And we can all have the life that we want to have, and we can all be who we want to be. All we have to do is take the first step and be willing to see the bigger picture, and be willing to see that even in our imperfections, everything's perfect and works out perfectly anyways. So thank you for sharing this time and space with me. Whether you agree or you disagree, whether you see a 6 or a 9, or you see a 69, I don't care. Just be happy, or allow me to be happy. Well, you can't allow me to be happy because I own that right. So just be whoever and whatever you want to be. And thank you for sharing this space with me. Thank you. Namaste. The bigger picture.